Spectacular day, a spectacular crowd, and it is time to go trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
And before long, they will be at speed, and we will be racing in Indianapolis Park.
And the month of May is certainly underway, Jake Query, and Dole is truly right with the world.
Field halfway down the back straightaway, Mark. It is time to light the candle and go racing here in St. Louis.
They're looking at the starter stand, waiting for the green flag. Fans are anticipating the start.
The pace car is gone. Robert Schwartzman, the rookie, to lead the 109th Indianapolis 500.
The pace car is off. Fans are on their feet. It's a beautiful alignment off of that final turn. That alignment stays beautiful. The green flag flies, and Scott McLaughlin, starting to the low side, jumps to the high side right away. He's going to get to turn one first as they fan out four wide. And a little bit of a wiggle out of that car, that third position. That's Felix Rosenquist. Scott Dixon widening the elbows out a little bit. But it's McLaughlin holding serve now as they head toward Pioneer Park.
And by the time they come into view to set up for turn at number 5, everything's single file. But major problem, I can see Mark in the very back of the field.
It looks like Nolan Siegel is among those involved in an incident, and Will Power in the Verizon machine also caught up in a crash. And one of the MyJack machines also caught up in that. So caution on the course on the opening lap here on the streets of St. Petersburg.
We talk a lot about Newgarden and Cindric. We talk a lot about Dixon and Hull. We got to start talking about Palou and Wanzer. In fact, Newgarden's slow heading down to turn number 10, and Scott Dixon just got him for second. The battle for second will rage on, but Mark Jane's up front. Alex Palou poised to kick off the year with a win.
And it looks like Scott Dixon is going to steal another spot on the podium late in the race. Leaders off turn number 14 for the final time, and Alex Palou makes the hard dive to the inside wall. He weaves back and forth, and Joseph Newgarden may have an issue. Don't know if it's fuel-related or what, but he is awfully slow off of turn number 14, and he lost that second spot to Scott Dixon. So Alex Palou wins the race. Scott Dixon finishes second. Joseph Newgarden third. McLaughlin, Kyle Kirkwood complete the top 5 of the Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. We'll have to do a deep dive statistically, but through the first 100 races, I don't know in recent memory if any driver has ever put up the kind of numbers that Alex Palou has put up. Alex Palou at 82 starts, 6 poles, 12 wins, 45 top 5s, 60 top 10s, and the Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag flies, and Alex Palou will go to victory lane. He will win the Thermal Club IndyCar Grand Prix, and the Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag flies, and Alex Palou will win the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. And Alex Palou will go to victory lane. He'll win the Sanzio Grand Prix. Alex Palou waves across the start-finish line, and he will go to victory lane. Alex Palou comes off at turn number 4 for the final time. The Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag flies, and Alex Palou goes to victory lane. He wins the farm to finish 275. Off of the final turn for the final time, the Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag flies, and Alex Palou will go to victory lane and win the Java House Monterey Grand Prix. It reached the point, Davey, where the rest of these teams are really scratching their head trying to figure out what this guy is doing to be so dominant.
Brian Redmond won the first race back in 1975, and for the 50th running of this great race, put Kyle Kirkwood's name on the board. The fans come to their feet. Kyle Kirkwood down shoreline for the final time.
He's never finished outside the top 10 in 4 starts here. He picks up his second win. The Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag flies. Kyle Kirkwood goes to victory lane. He wins the 50th anniversary of the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach. Alex Palou will grab the second spot. Christian Lundgaard will take third to complete the podium. Felix Rosenquist and Will Power complete the top 5.
Towards that final lap at 199.248. Oh, and we got a crash. Kiffin Simpson out of turn number 4. That car turned upside down as he got sideways. Now it slides to the entrance of pit lane. It lands back on all 4 tires, and it'll slowly roll to a stop. But the second-year driver from the Cayman Islands just had a massive hit at the exit of turn number 4. That car swapped 180 degrees, spun around, slapped the outside wall, flipped upside down, and then rolled back on all 4 tires.
So here we go. How's this for drama? And all the attention now turns to rookie Jacob Abel. The green flag flies and the run of Jacob Abel is underway into turn number 1.
He's going to have to dig deep and find something he hasn't been able to find all weekend long. Jacob Abel continuing to dig lower, almost to the curbing. He's a foot off the wall onto turn number 2.
Regis VK out of the car, helmet off. There's nothing more he can do but wait as he watches his teammate roar across the start-finish line. Slower still, 226.423.
Got to assume that car is trimmed out to the maximum right now for Jacob Abel, trying to find every bit of speed that has eluded him to this point. Works his way now through turn number 3. The Butler University graduate sets up for turn number 4. Jacob Abel now completing his run here in Indianapolis.
226.579, 226.423. Lap number 3, 226.213. Lap number 4 for Jacob Abel is in the books, and it's not going to be fast enough.
The sigh of relief for BK. He is in the race, but unfortunately his teammate is going home.
As the 25-year-old from Tel Aviv, Israel, is already clear of turn number 4 and has completed lap number 3 of his qualifying run. The speed strong, 232.279.
His car has the colors of the Italian flag on it. Remember Teo Fabi, an Italian that won the pole as a rookie at Indianapolis. Could Robert Schwartzman do the same? We will see. Works his way now between turns 3 and 4. Bottom of the racetrack, and then exiting turn 4 is Robert Schwartzman.
3-lap average right now is 232.792, which is faster than Sato. Lap number 4, did he do it? 232.785, and yes, he did. The 4-lap average for Robert Schwartzman, 232.790 miles per hour. What a story, Zach P. A rookie team and a rookie driver will lead the field to the green flag for the 109th Indianapolis 500-mile race. Rookie Robert Schwartzman sets on pole at Indy. Don't know about you boys, but I'm speechless. Now the 364-day waiting period is over. No more practice, no more qualifying, no more distractions, be they welcomed or otherwise. The chase for racing immortality as a champion at Indy begins soon. This is the 109th running of the 500-mile race on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Radio Network.
Drivers, start your engines!
Front row, Robert Schwartzman, Takuma Sato, and Pato O'Ward. And we've got issues already. Scott McLaughlin has crashed down here in turn number 1. The front of that Pennzoil Chevrolet is destroyed. Did not see what happened, but there is debris littered all through the entrance of turn number 1. McLaughlin bangs his hands against the steering wheel. The Penske pilot is done before we've even thrown the green flag of the Indianapolis 500.
Frustration continues for Team Penske this month of May here at the Indianapolis 500.
Let's go racing at Indianapolis as they head into turn number 4.
Short chute on the north side, the north end of the track. The pace car is gone. Robert Schwartzman, the rookie, to lead the 109th Indianapolis 500.
Casey Irsay Foyt waiting for the green flag. The signal from Aaron Lycan. She gets it. And the green flag flies to the start-finish line of the 109th Indianapolis 500.
Robert Schwartzman leads him into turn number 1, and he will have the pole position and take the lead into turn 1. Pato O'Ward about 2 to 3 car lengths back. Front half of the field is clean through turn number 1, and we got a crash at the rear of the field. Marco Andretti and Marcus Armstrong make contact. Armstrong pulls away. Marco Andretti did a 180 spin, broadside slap to the outside retaining wall. Heavy damage to that Andretti Global Honda. Marco popping out of car number 98. His 20th start will end here in turn number 1.
And the green flag flies and the fans are on their feet anticipating a visit to the Yard of Bricks. Pato O'Ward to the outside in turn number 1.
He got Robert Schwartzman at the Yard of Bricks, and he will lead the field into turn number 1. They're fanning out, going too wide further back, but it's Pato O'Ward, your race leader, into 2.
Pato O'Ward with about a 10-car length advantage over Robert Schwartzman. The battle further back for the 8th position. David Malukas going side by side with Alexander Rossi. The two nearly touch at the exit of turn number 2.
Graham Rahal is in the middle of all that. He is a lap down as cars look behind him to go side by side. That's Devlin DiFrancesco and Graham Rahal.
Yeah, not good news for Graham. He's not going to get his lap back. He sees DiFrancesco go to the outside. Boy, Joseph Newgard just got hip checked. Little contact with Felix Rosenquist. Rosenquist put it in the grass. Michael, I don't know how they didn't crash.
And he's trying to recover now as we see the machine of Alex Palou, who also had all kinds of trouble. And we have a car in the wall. Two cars, Kip and Simpson. Kyle Larson, both of those cars have crashed, and a heavy hit into the tire barrier at the exit of turn number 2. That looks like the machine of Stingray, Rob. A horrible crash here at turn number 2, debris everywhere. Caution here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
On lap 91 of the 109th Indianapolis 500. DiFrancesco, Harvey, Daly, Palou, they are all on the charge as they reach the start-finish line, and there's a gaggle of 6 cars going into turn number 1.
They're going to try to go 4 wide per second, and it's going to be Connor Daly who emerges P2. He'll chase after DiFrancesco on the restart.
And Devlin DiFrancesco will check out. Connor Daly, Malukas, Alex Palou, the battle for the back for the 6th position. Jack Harvey has Callum Ilott looking to the inside.
How familiar is all of this down at the bottom of the racetrack? It is Palou into the inside of Malukas. Pato Ward just behind him as all 3 of them roar their way through the north end.
Again, right now it's only 3rd place for Palou, but when it all cycles, he would be your leader by 5 car lengths over Malukas.
Alex Palou on the charge out of turn number 4 as it set up at turn 1.
This is as close as he's been. He'll take a look to the inside, and Alex Palou sneaks around Marcus Ericsson. That DHL car takes the race lead.
And you wonder if that caused Marcus Ericsson to have to check up, because Alex Palou has opened up a 5-car length advantage over Marcus Ericsson, and now David Malukas trying to take over second.
And the white flag is in the hands of Aaron Likens. It's the white flag of the 109th Indianapolis 500.
Alex Palou sweeps underneath that white flag and darts his way into turn number 1, running a pretty line. Ericsson, though, charging into the short chute.
Never before has a Spaniard won here in Indianapolis. Could today be the day? Alex Palou, 4 car lengths, goes below the white line. Marcus Ericsson, 2 car lengths away.
Alex Palou is doing everything he can to hold off Marcus Ericsson as he works his way through turn number 3. Ericsson's right on the rear wing. Alex Palou, 1 turn left, but Ericsson's not going to let him get away.
It is a 3-car length advantage for Alex Palou out of 4.
And we have caution on the race course. Caution on the race course. And he is going to take the checkered flag. Alex Palou wins the 109th Indianapolis 500 here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Pole sitter, we should say. Malukas, Kirkwood, Lundgaard, and Palou. The top 5 head to Jake Query in turn number 3.
Colton Herta has been in this position before, leading the field in the streets of Detroit, but he sees Christian Lundgaard go shooting to the inside, but Lundgaard going to get hung outside. Kyle Kirkwood slots in just behind him. Colton Herta maintains that lead. The entire field safely through turn number 3.
And looking for a little luck here on the streets of Detroit is Santino Ferrucci. The Connecticut native has 3 car lengths over Kiffin Simpson, then Marcus Armstrong, Kyle Kirkwood, Will Power. There's oh, we have trouble. Our points leader, Alex Palou, is in the wall. Looked like David Malukas. Someone got in the rear of Alex Palou. The total front right of that car is bent in, so the suspension is shot. We're still under green, but Alex Palou sits buried in the tire barrier at the exit of turn 1.
So Santino Ferrucci doing everything he can to try to hold off Kyle Kirkwood. Not going to do it into turn number 3. Kyle Kirkwood has made the move, and now he's going to hold off Ferrucci as he works his way now. Kyle Kirkwood separating into turn number 4. The machine of Kyle Kirkwood just looked the most stable of all of them on this restart here, and again, he looks very, very good. Ferrucci going to take a look to the inside of Will Power, and Santino Ferrucci's going to make that move. Colton Herta now is going to get past Power as well. He's on the outside of him as they go through turn number 4.
And Will Power and Colton Herta continue to battle side by side. Herta going high, going low, and as they continue to mix it up, that opens the door for Kiffin Simpson and Marcus Armstrong. They're currently running in the 5th and 6th position. position.
Fans on the west end of this 1.6 mile circuit are awaiting to see what's going to happen with Colton Herta, and what they see is Herta having to jump onto the brakes because Ferrucci was able to shut that door. Now they're side by side. Ferrucci cuts back in front in turn number 4.
Trying to set up for turn number 7. Will Power sees Colton Herta pull away a little bit. Meanwhile, up front, the leader comes off the final turn for the final time. The Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag is in the air, and Kyle Kirkwood will go to victory lane. He'll win the Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix presented by Lear, and what a run it has been for him, and what a battle behind them with Santino Ferrucci finishing second, Colton Herta third, Will Power fourth, and Kiffin Simpson with a solid run, Davey, completes the top 5. With Aaron Likens flag in hand, and the green flag flies, and the Bommarito Automotive Group 500 roars into turn number 1 with Will Power holding serve.
Power gets to the inside line. He'll lead him into turn number 1. David Malukas is going to jump to the outside. He's going to take that second spot away from Scott McLaughlin. In fact, Malukas has got a great run. Markey's going to look to the inside underneath Power into 3.
David Malukas is going to grab the top spot, and Will Power comes storming back to the high side off of turn number 4. They run side by side, now settle out nose to tail. David Malukas, Will Power go back side by side to the setup at turn number 1. Power's going to tuck in behind him, and he's going to take that spot for now, grab onto the second position, and Nick, the front 3 is starting to check out a little bit on lap number 2.
Still inside of that top 10 as we have a problem, Mark.
Yeah, we got a problem in turn number 4, guys, and it is Will Power, who was running second, got up high in turn number 4 and slapped the outside retaining wall. He has bent the suspension on the right front. Again, Will Power in that Verizon Chevrolet was running second, Mark, and it's a hit to the turn 4 wall here in St. Louis.
And Joseph Newgarden with a really good run off of turn number 2.
And again, he saw David Malukas slide up at the exit of turn number 2 and lose all of his momentum. Newgarden sweeps to the inside and pulls off a nice slide job. He'll take that second spot away from Malukas.
Lots of Joseph Newgarden fans in the stands pumping their fists as he made that pass between 3 and 4, and now he sets sail for his teammate Scott McLaughlin as Malukas sees him pull away.
Well, I think obviously Newgarden, he's doing Newgarden things. Oh, we got a crash right in front of you. No, Newgarden's upside down the front straightaway. He slides down upside down, our leader right in front of us, Mark. Big hit, car spun out in front of him, stops right at the start-finish line. Oh man, that is absolutely unbelievable bummer. Once out of that car, just nowhere to go. Absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, it was Louis Foster who got sideways and spun out of turn number 4. That car shot back across to the left side of the racetrack, and when he made contact with Foster, it launched Newgarden's car into the air. He rode the top of the pit wall that separates the pits and the racetrack. The bottom of that race car is pointed towards the grandstands, but that was a horrifying ride for the driver who has won here 5 times at Worldwide Technology Raceway.
Ward gets to the bottom of the racetrack, and Connor Daly is right near the tire tracks. Now he slips up to the high side. They go side by side through 1 and 2. O'Ward with a half a car length advantage at the exit of 2. Connor Daly with a run off the banking, trying to get high, trying to get low. They'll go side by side into turn number 3.
Pato O'Ward took him all the way down to the grass, down the back straightaway. Connor Daly keeps his foot in the throttle. He's going to run the outside groove. Pato, though, too strong. He'll keep that race lead, but for how long, Mark Janes, into turn 1?
And again, they get to the bottom of the racetrack. Now they start to wash up high. They don't quite go side by side as O'Ward is able to hold him off for now. Connor Daly runs a half a groove higher. O'Ward with a half a car length lead. Here comes Connor Daly to the high side of the setup of turn 3.
Pato O'Ward has said, if you're going to pass me, you're going to have to go the long way around. Pato comes up off the bottom of the racetrack, squeezes Connor Daly high. Connor right in the tire tracks, looking high into turn number 1.
Going to stay high in the setup of turn number 1. The car very comfortable there. O'Ward's car is comfortable, stuck to the bottom of the racetrack. Connor Daly runs about a half a car length behind him, looks to see if he can get a run. Wants to get to the bottom of the racetrack. Pato O'Ward says no go as they set up in turn 3.
They are racing inches apart at 180 miles per hour. Pato O'Ward gets a little loose at the exit of turn number 4. This might be the opportunity for Connor. Right in the tire tracks, jumps to the outside of the start-finish line.
Gets a really good run of the start-finish line. He goes to the high side. He makes the pass, Nick, and the fans are on their feet, pumping their fists. Connor Daly goes to the lead in the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. 500 into turn number 3.
4 career wins in his very brief IndyCar career. They have all happened on street circuits. This would be a big box to check. Kyle Kirkwood off at turn number 2, trying to win on an oval for the first time, Mark. Half a lap to go here in St. Louis.
I'll tell you what, Pato O'Ward is coming. I just think he's going to run out of time, though. He has shaved it down to 0.4 of a second as he tries to clear lap traffic. Pato O'Ward with a strong run off of turn number 4, but he's not going to have enough time. Kyle Kirkwood takes the Advanced Auto Parts twin checkered flag. He goes to victory lane, wins the Bonarino Automotive Group 500. Pato O'Ward finishes second. Christian Rasmussen, an amazing run tonight. A third for ECR. Scott Dixon finishes 4th. Santino Ferrucci completes the top 5. And the XPEL Grand Prix, the green flag flies as Louis Foster leads the field into turn 1.
It's the rookie and the 3-time champion heading to turn number 1. Louis Foster's got the race lead. Kyle Kirkwood looks to the inside. Big mover appears to be Scott McLaughlin. He swings to the outside. Mark, he'll try to take the race lead from Foster out of 1.
He went from that 4th position and tried to elbow his way out to the lead. He wasn't able to get it done, and we have a car that has slid off into the runoff area in turn number 3. That's David Malukas. We haven't seen a yellow flag yet as the field heads toward Jake Query.
So as we await to see whether or not we stay under green, the field comes into view, and it is Louis Foster that shoots in front of Scott McLaughlin, but McLaughlin tried to go to the inside. They're 3 wide behind him. Kirkwood just pushed out Alex Palou. Pato O'Ward got past Palou. The leader's into turn number 6.
Alex Palou, he's right there all over the rear wing of Louis Foster.
We've got a major problem, Michael, here in turn number 5. It is Stingray Robb that locked up. Stingray Robb, it appeared as though the throttle was stuck. He came straight shooting down, missed the turn altogether. He is right into the tire barriers. The AMR safety team is immediately on the scene, but Stingray Robb, his day has come to an end here, Mark, in turn number 5.
Daly through 25th. Rob and Schwartzman are out of the race as the leaders under the green flag get back to turn 1.
And the leader is Christian Lundgaard, but for how long? Because here comes Kyle Kirkwood popping to the outside. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Kirkwood slices his way in front of Lundgaard, but he goes off the racetrack. Battle for the lead is on into turn 3.
And Christian Lundgaard kicks up a lot of grass, a lot of dirt, a lot of dust, gets to the inside in turn 3 first and gets that lead right back. So give it back to Lundgaard, then to Kirkwood, Rosenquist, Foster, and Armstrong as they head back to turn 5. He is trying to work his way around Kiffin Simpson. Meanwhile, Colton Herta is in a good battle with Christian Lundgaard, and Lundgaard's going to spin off a Canada corner. He'll spin it right, he'll spin it left, he'll get stuck smack dab in the middle of the racetrack. Cars go on both sides of him, and Davey Hamilton, everybody's going to miss him, but he's going to fall to the rear of the field. And with 2 laps to go, his chances to win are gone, and that cycles the lead to Alex Palou. Nick Yeoman as he heads your way.
Yep, the charmed season for Alex Palou continues. We know he's also tight on fuel, but he's just got to hang on for another 8 miles. Alex Palou out of turn number 1, the new race leader here at Road America.
This will be career win number 17 in the incredible career of Alex Palou. He's won 8 poles. He's going to lead over 1,100 laps after he leaves here today. This will be his 50th top 5, and he has 65 top 10s. What an incredible season for Alex Palou as he is poised for win number 6. The Advanced Auto Parts twin checkered flag flies, and Alex Palou waves across the start-finish line, and he will go to victory lane, Davey. And the fuel strategy, the pit strategy worked out well for Alex Palou, not so much for his teammates. Still a pretty good pace by the race leader, Alex Palou. The green flag flies, and the Honda Indy 200 in Mid-Ohio is underway.
Great jump for Alex Palou. Christian Lundgaard took a look to the inside, could not get in. We got a lot of cars at the rear of the field banging tires, and it looks like Joseph Newgarden's miserable season has continued. He bounced off the left side of the wall. We see the green, red, and white machine of Callum Ilott off the racetrack as well. One more car, Mark, at the bottom of the hill. I believe that is Ohio's own Graham Rahal. So you've got 2 Americans beached down at the exit of turn number 4, Graham Rahal and Joseph Newgarden. But right now, they're still fighting tooth and nail.
And there is an issue for Alex Palou, and Scott Dixon has worked his way around Alex Palou with 5 laps to go. We know what the issue was, Davey. Did we say it? Oh, we're getting a replay.
Yeah, we're getting a replay right now. and he just got sideways, got really sideways going into turn 9. He got out of Dixon's way. Wow, what a costly mistake.
That is a rarity that you rarely see from Alex Palou, and that turns the lead over to Scott Dixon, and he's opened up a 9/10 of a second lead, Davey.
Race fans, you want to get to as close as this track as you can, because you're going to see some of the best battles you'll see in 2025 with these two drivers. Scott Dixon, 2 car length advantage over Alex Palou.
As they work their way around the carousel, the white flag is in the hand of the starter. 1 lap to go at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course as the Ganassi teammates battle it out. Scott Dixon and Alex Palou.
Crowd at the keyhole comes to their feet watching Scott Dixon trying to hold off Alex Palou. Palou is going to go right where Dixon goes, trying to shade that area. Crowd again cheers. Dixon holds him off. They now work their way back up the main straightaway, setting up for turn number 3. Scott Dixon, 2.5 car lengths in front of Alex Palou.
Those 2 Ganassi Hondas are nose to tail entering turn number 4. Scott Dixon, though, has a gap. It's 2 car lengths. Alex Palou drives it in deep into turn number 4. Could not get alongside. He's going to chase Scott Dixon out of turn 5.
Scott Dixon trying to win 7 at Mid-Ohio. Alex Palou trying to win 7 on the year. Can the master at Mid-Ohio do it? Palou really closes it down. It's down to a car length and a half. They're through turn number 9 for the final time.
4/10 of a second as they work their way through Thunder Valley. Scott Dixon with the advantage, trying to get to victory lane for the 7th time here in Mid-Ohio. We talked about a changing of the guard. Scott Dixon may have heard it and said, boys, not yet. He worked his way off the carousel, and Alex Palou will not get him. Advanced Auto Parts, twin checkers wave, and Scott Dixon takes advantage of a rare bobble by Alex Palou. He goes to victory lane. He wins the Honda Indy 200 in Mid-Ohio. Alex Palou finishes 2nd. Christian Lundgaard completes the podium. Colton Herta Pato Award completes the top 5. Pretty tightly bunched, and Alex Palou wasted no time holding on to the point. Matter of fact, he's already stretched it out to about a 3 car length advantage as they exit turn number 2.
And for Joseph Newgarden, wasting no time to get around David Malukas, already taking over that 3rd position. Now Will Power trying to contest Malukas for the 4th position. In contact, we have a crash in turn number 4. Scott McLaughlin, one of those cars, can't make out the other one. It's Devlin DeFrancesco. It is the AMR IndyCar safety crew coming to his attention, and for Scott McLaughlin, can't tell if that car is heavily damaged, but caution on lap number 1 here at Iowa. But now Pato Award has a nice run on Connor Daly, so too Will Power. He'll make it look easy, takes that 4th place position, but we'll see David Malukas fighting back to the outside. The 2 enter turn number 3. Malukas, Power side by side.
Yeah, good run by David Malukas, and his car is working well to the high side. Boy, did he get squeezed to that outside retaining wall in turn number 4. They are stuck side by side all the way through 1 and 2.
They gapped out a little bit, but Palou had to get aggressive. Now the next one in line.
Oh, we got trouble.
Yep.
That looks like Stingray Rob lost it at the apex of turn number 1 and slid up high Davey into the outside retaining wall.
That's exactly who it is. Big hit for Stingray Rob. Sitting in that car. He's opening his shield right now. Hopefully he's okay down there. Looks like he is. But that car got big damage down and sitting in the middle of turn 1 and 2. We'll see a replay here, but yeah, big hit, single car incident in turn 1 and 2.
He was right up on that rear wing. David Malukas will look to the inside out of turn 4.
Alex Palou's car really washed up into turn number 4. Michael Young opens the bottom of the racetrack for David Malukas into turn number 1.
Malukas had it, but Palou fighting back on the outside. They're side by side exiting turn number 2. This the battle for that 2nd position. Once again, David Malukas looks to that inside. Palou washes high. They'll drag race down the front straightaway. Palou will hold him off. It's whatever David Malukas was told on the radio. He's on his giddy up side by side again. This time through turn number 1. Looks like David Malukas will have the position, but here comes Alex Palou fighting back to the outside.
Interesting to see how Palou is the one whose car appears to be happiest to the high side, but they're stuck side by side in the exit of turn number 4.
Still side by side as they exit turn number 4. Cross the start finish line into turn number 1. Best battle we've seen all weekend. Lap after lap, side by side. Alex Palou finally pulls ahead. He got around Marcus Armstrong, so too did Pato Award, and we have a battle for the lead. Alex Palou will look to the outside of Kyle Kirkwood. Kirkwood on the inside. Palou works that outside line. Both cars will wash high. It's a drag race down the front straightaway. Kyle Kirkwood Kirkwood still your leader.
Connor Daly wanted to grab a spot. He did, in fact, so he has worked his way inside the top 5 as Kirkwood and Palou continue side by side into turn number 3.
Just fantastic racing. That line has just been cleaned off, and Alex Palou taking advantage of it. Still, Kyle Kirkwood inside of Alex Palou. Palou looks like he had him cleared for a second. Kirkwood will try to fight his way back at the exit of turn number 2. Now comes David Malukas, foot 3, battling nose to tail. Yeah, Christian Lundgaard trying to get around Jacob Abel, unable to do so, and that has bottled the leader up. Alex Palou trying to hold off Lundgaard, and he'll look to the inside down the front straightaway.
They go side by side into turn number 1. They almost touch wheels. They might have, in fact, as Alex Palou has to lift. That opens the door for David Malukas, so Palou drops from P1 to P3 at the exit in turn number 2.
Pato Award all over the rear wing of Scott Dixon.
Got to protect the high side if he can, because Connor Daly is waiting for that to open up so he can pounce on Scott Dixon as well. That's the battle for the 3rd spot, Michael Young, and it's side by side into turn number 1.
Pato Award will stay there. The two nearly touch the midway point of turn number 2. Now they exit that turn. They're side by side. Pato Award noses ahead of Scott Dixon. Dixon will leave him go. Now Connor Daly is there. Daly trying to take over that 4th position. He'll try to do so down the front straightaway.
Dixon had to lift going into the corner, and that cost him all kind of momentum. Meanwhile, Pato Award slips underneath the second place running Alex Palou, and he has now grabbed that 2nd spot. Pato Award holds on to that advantage into turn number 3. It is 0.2 of a second now as they reach the start-finish line.
Pato Award with the white flag out said he was hungry just 3 races ago, trying to win a Worldwide Technology Raceway. Can he do it again today? Get back to victory lane. They're to turn 3 for the final time.
Joseph Newgarden pedaling for all it's worth. He makes a strong drive into turn number 3, off turn number 4 for the final time. The Advance Auto Parts checkered flag flies, and Pato Award will go to victory lane. He wins the seat 275. Joseph Newgarden 2nd. Will Power is 3rd. Scott McLaughlin is 4th. Alex Palou completes the top 5. As they come off of that final turn, wait for the green flag, and there it is. And it looks like a really good start for Colton Herta. Marcus Armstrong going to try to slip inside of Alex Palou and grab that 2nd spot. We'll see if he's able to hold on through it to turn number 2. Indeed, it appears as though he has. They start to get strung out a bit single file with some jockeying about 10th on back, Nick Yeoman. So, Nick, they'll change by the time they get back to you. It's Palou, Foster, Malukas, Dixon, and Regis VK to turn 3.
Boy, they were thinking about going 3 wide down here to turn number 3. It's Lundgaard to the inside, Newgarden to the outside. VK's the one that checked up. Newgarden had to slam on the brakes as it got really tight between he and Lundgaard as they exit turn 4.
Boy, Davey, they're banging wheels going 3 wide into turn number 3, and Colton Herta's got a bad, fast race car and a bunch of guys bumping and banging in there. Kyle Kirkwood in there with Giffen, Simpson, Siegel, and Colton Herta.
Yeah, and it's back. Look at all base. Oh, and we got one in the wall right there. The 21 car, Rasmussen in the wall. Going to be a yellow flag coming out for this one.
Alex Palou has opened up a lead at 3.7 seconds over David Malukas. So Palou, Malukas, Michael Young.
Front straightaway, guys. I believe indeed it was Alexander Rossi. He came off of the turn 12, or should say 13 wall, and hit that wall hard. He drug debris all the way down the front straightaway. Looks like he came to rest in the entrance of turn number 1. A big crash for Alexander Rossi.
Trying to make a move around Kiffin Simpson, but he's got to shuffle back in line. Meanwhile, Schwartzman, Rahal, Rosenquist, and we've got a big crash. Jacob Abel involved in an accident between turns 1 and 2. There's about 4 cars involved there. Looks like he's on top of the car of Joseph Newgarden. Davey looks like one of the Prema cars is involved in maybe Stingray Rob. They're running right up underneath him. We've got a caution. We've got caution on the course. A couple of cars have spun in the final couple of turns, and Davey, that's going to bring out the full course caution, and the pits are closed. And the Advance Auto Parts checkered flag will fly. And Pato Award will go to victory lane. He'll win the Ontario Honda Dealers Indy Toronto. Regis VK 2nd, Kiffin Simpson 3rd, Colton Herta and Marcus Ericsson complete the top 5. Row number 2, Palou and Rossi in row number 3, and then Lundgaard, Armstrong, Dixon, and Ericsson. The green flag flies, and they're already single file as they climb on the binders and set up for the right-hander. Rosenquist going to go wide in the setup at turn number 1.
And for Pato Award, he's already got himself a 4-car length advantage over his buddy Felix Rosenquist. Will Power in that 3rd position, but the big mover further back, it's Alexander Rossi trying to get around David Malukas as Alex Palou jumped him at the start. So Palou is in that 4th position. Everybody single file further back. Pato Award is your leader as he enters turn number 7. Those front three all on those alternate tires, and then it's Pato O'Ward with that lead. 4 or 5 car length advantage now as we see potentially a caution on the circuit as we see the field slow.
Santino Ferrucci has made hard contact with the wall, Davey. It looks like part of that contact involved the padding that separates the pit from the front straightaway. That's a pretty hard hit, and Santino Ferrucci's day ends early here in Portland. 15th on back, they're stacked up behind Nolan Siegel, Nick Yeoman. That's Steve Francesco, Ray Hall, Eilon, and Schwartzman.
Yeah, it is just crazy down the back straightaway right now at the rear of the field. Looks like Nolan Siegel's going to hold off Devlin DiFrancesco, and a big crash for Connor Daly. He was racing with Christian Rasmussen. We had touched on how those two were dueling and both seeing the red mist, and Connor Daly just took a monster shot into the tire barriers, Mark, just at the exit of turns 9 and 10.
We do know this, that Will Power is on a roll, that all of a sudden, Nick Yeoman, trouble for Pato O'Ward.
Pato O'Ward is limping down the back straightaway. He is very slow through turns 11 and 12. Sounds like he's going to come to pit lane, Mark. Major championship implications as Pato O'Ward is slow out in the final corner.
Christian Lundgaard and Alex Palou will have to get him in either the exit of 6 or at the exit of turn number 7. Will Power now about a 10 car length advantage. Again has that lap car of David Malukas there. Side by side now Alex Palou goes to driver's right. The 2-touch. Alex Palou goes off track. He'll get himself back on at the entrance of turn number 7 and exit, but he lost a ton of ground.
Will Power has won 44 races in his IndyCar career, but with all the question marks about his future, this 45th win could not come at a bigger time. Will Power down the back straightaway. Mark Janes, bring him home.
There is no better way than to make that decision tougher for Dean Penske than to not only win, but win in dominant fashion. And oh, how he has on this day. The Advance Auto Parts checkered flag flies, and Will Power goes to victory lane. He wins the BitNile.com Grand Prix of Portland. Christian Lundgaard grabs the 2nd spot. Alex Palou is 3rd. Graham Rahal is 4th. And Alexander Rossi completes the top 5. To the green flag, and Alex Palou gets a really nice jump, and Scott McLaughlin not wasting any time to the high side.
Well, he was trying to get around David Malukas. Malukas slammed the door shut. Further back, Connor Daly's gone top shelf. He's passed a couple cars, but here comes Malukas looking for the race lead side by side into 3.
David Malukas selects the high side. Early on, we think that's the preferred line. He lifts ever so slightly and gives the position up to Palou. And again, that 3rd place car running all by his lonesome is Scott McLaughlin.
Got a crash mark at the exit of turn number 4. It looks like Nolan Siegel has slapped the outside wall. He's pointed in the wrong direction. Connor Daly was not able to grab that 3rd spot from Scott McLaughlin. It was tight in turn 1, but again, a full course yellow, and it is Nolan Siegel out of turn 4.
Is 10th, and the green flag flies in the hands of the starter, Aaron Likens. David Malukas with a hard charge to the high side in turn number 1.
Oh, he got a great run. He'll try to wrap the outside of the racetrack. He's got the momentum built up, and he's going to nose ahead and take the race lead. Fans applaud David Malukas to P1. Award by a car length over Newgarden, who goes to the bottom of the racetrack.
Joseph Newgarden, as you said, Davey, he's got a pretty fast race car. Pretty happy with it.
Yeah, he looks really good right now. Best he's looked for a long time in any race. Very aggressive. This is the old Newgarden on the ovals right here. A guy that just could dominate these things, and man, he blew by Pato O'Ward with no problem. Now he's up behind Foster.
He drove right up underneath the rear wing of his teammate. That opened the door for Pato O'Ward into turn number 1.
Alex Palou just blew around Marcus Armstrong. So does McLaughlin. So does Newgarden. So does Pato O'Ward. Armstrong getting swamped, Mark, on the backstretch.
Boy, it didn't look like that worked out for him at all, because he did not get a strong restart. Meanwhile, Alex Palou does, and he shoots to a 0.4 of a second advantage off of turn number 4 with McLaughlin, Newgarden, O'Ward, and Rossi all giving chase into turn number 1.
Rasmussen is on fresh tires as well. He got around Pato O'Ward, but O'Ward took the spot back. That's just outside of podium position. Now Rasmussen dives deep. O'Ward rips around the lap car of Kippen Simpson.
He looked like he was shot out of the proverbial cannon, and he may not be done, Nick.
But now Rasmussen's got a charge. He'll try to rim right around Pato O'Ward and take that spot away off of turn 4.
That was a strong move through turn number 4. Next up for him is teammate Alexander Rossi. He pulls up on his rear wing into turn number 1.
Rasmussen, though, has the digging and momentum on the outside. He'll get around Alexander Rossi into turn 3.
Rossi's not done, though. He inches back below him at the entrance to turn number 3. Tries to stay there, but he is most assuredly going to lose that spot. All of this is great news for Alex Palou, who's opened up a 1.6-second lead.
Yeah, he's got about a 15-car length advantage over the lap car of Robert Schwartzman. Schwartzman is holding off second-place running McLaughlin. The battle for third is on, though. What a move as Christian Rasmussen just threw a slider on Joseph Newgarden.
That was not a battle. He blew right by him like Joseph Newgarden was sitting still, and now he's got to work his way around Marcus Ericsson. We'll see how he does in the exit of turn number 2.
Boy, almost had a crash as Newgarden and Rossi made contact. Newgarden got sideways and somehow held onto it, but the Ed Carpenter racing cars, Mark, they are charging towards the front of the closing lap.
Christian Rasmussen with a strong run into turn number 3, pulls right up on the rear wing, wants to go to the high side, now takes a peek to the bottom. They run nose to tail into turn number 1.
Our nose to tail, which way is Rasmussen going to go? He's going to stay in the tire tracks. Now he looks high. They're side by side through turn number 2. Christian Rasmussen, the Dane, has taken second off of turn 2.
Meanwhile, the lead has opened up to 1.9 seconds over Alex Palou, but he has to be concerned about Christian Rasmussen and the ease with which he has grabbed the second spot.
Alex Palou holding on. Christian Rasmussen's got a charge mark down the backstretch.
Really strong run up at turn number 2. He pulls to the high side and he makes the pass. Dick, we'll see if he does. Palou comes charging back to the bottom side. They're side by side into turn number 4. Side by side at the start finish line, and they might have touched.
They are jockeying for position, back and forth, nosing ahead of each other, and Rasmussen's got the lead. He sweeps around the outside and checks out on Palou. 4 car lengths, new leader here at Milwaukee.
Davey, how about that kid?
Unbelievable. What a run. What a call to put those new tires on some of these guys.
And for the final time, and for a first trip to victory lane, a former champion of Indy Next by Firestone, Markey's a half a lap away from his first IndyCar win. Bring home Christian Rasmussen.
Always exciting to have a first-time winner in the NTT Indycar Series, and it looks like today at the historic Milwaukee Mile, it will be Christian Rasmussen. The Advance Auto Parts twin checkered flag flies, and Christian Rasmussen takes ECR to victory lane. He wins the snap-on Milwaukee Mile 250. Alex Palou finishes second, Scott McLaughlin third, Alexander Rossi fourth, and Pato Award completes the top 5. The pace car is off, and it makes its way along the pit lane, and the field comes off of turn number 4, and a couple of cars off of turn number 4 jump out of line, but your pole sitter, Pato Award, has got the advantage into turn number 1.
Now that car that got out of line was Felix Rosenquist. He'll slot in at about the 8th or 9th position. Up front it is Pato Award, and the champion Alex Palou has jumped to second, and we got a crash at the rear of the field. One car has parked it up against the turn 2 wall. It is the winner from a week ago, Christian Rasmussen. From hero to 0 for the Dane.
Caution on the course of the opening lap of the Borgetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix. And we see Scott Dixon jumping out of line about 3 cars back. He's going to go side by side with David Malukas. A gaggle of cars, a cluster of 5 cars go 4 wide into turn number 2.
Boy, Chris, it was Scott McLaughlin who went all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. He passed both Dixon and Malukas to grab third. Up front, Alex Palou hanging right on the right rear of Pato Award. But it's Scott McLaughlin, the big mover, Mark, on the restart.
Award clearly likes the bottom of the racetrack, and Alex Palou has no problem with the high side. They're going to stay that way, side by side to the start-finish line. The exit of the banking gives Palou a little momentum at the entrance to turn 1.
Oh, this is good stuff early on at the Music City. Alex Palou, the champion, hanging on the outside as Pato Award slides up. They go wheel to wheel at the exit of turn number 2, dead even at the backstretch.
One is stuck on the bottom, one stuck to the high side. Palou tries to get a bit of a draft off the banking at turn number 4. They'll stay side by side into turn number 1.
That's exactly what he's doing, Mark. He'll fall behind Pato Award at the exit of the corner, use that draft, and then pull alongside through the tri-oval. Down the back straightaway, though, it's just a straight-up drag race.
What's unfortunate is it kind of overshadows an incredible season by Pato Award because, look, I mean, he's way up on Dixon.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got trouble. Turn number 1, Nick Yeoman.
It is David Malukas, Mark. He went to the outside to try to get a run on Louis Foster. Foster moved abruptly to the right, and they made contact, and the second-place running car got the worst of it. David Malukas up against the outside wall.
And we see Scott Dixon on the charge. He wants to work his way around Colton Herta. Joseph Newgarden squeezed him to the bottom of the racetrack, but here comes Alex Palou to the inside of Scott McLaughlin.
Yeah, that's going to stall out the run for Dixon. He'll fall back to 6th, but everybody's keeping an eye on that battle for second. Wheel to wheel, Scott McLaughlin on the top side, Alex Palou on the bottom. McLaughlin's got the advantage. He'll slice down ahead of Palou into turn 3.
But here comes Colton Herta. This is the battle for fourth. It could go side by side into turn one.
Defending winner of this race is going to go top shelf. He'll rip around Joseph Newgarden and make that pass. Colton Herta, what a charge around the outside. Mark, he'll take fourth. Newgarden comes storming back on the inside.
And they go side by side, but there's Alex Palou in front of them. They don't lift, but it does interrupt their momentum a little bit with that dirty ear. They stay side by side, although Herta's going to grab the fourth spot now at the exit at turn number 4.
Yeah, Colton Herta's car clearly likes it to be about a groove and a half off the racetrack. He gets to Alex Palou's right rear tire. Now he's to the side pod. Now he's even down the back straightaway. Colton Herta looking for third into 3.
Shot out of a cannon. That means he's now looking for that second position. Scott McLaughlin has that, and he wants it. What will Scott McLaughlin do? High or low into turn number 1?
Well, he's going to throw it in to turn number 1. He's going to run that inside line, and Colton Herta's going to be about a half a groove higher. Carries that momentum down the back straightaway. Now he dices left. Mark, they're side by side for second.
That car is handling well everywhere on the racetrack. He went high through 1 and 2. He got to the low side of the exit at 2, and he cleared Scott McLaughlin. Now he set sail for the leader, Pato Award.
It's calling about a car length. In fact, Mark, Newgarden's got a good charge down the backstretch.
You know, he ran about a half a groove higher through 1 and 2. The bottom of the racetrack opened up, and he shot to the lead into turn number 3. Joseph Newgarden takes the lead. Throw the proverbial blanket over the top 2 as they start to go side by side. McLaughlin right up underneath the rear wing. Goes to the high side of Alex Palou into turn number 1.
Alex Palou's going to give McLaughlin the top. Scott's going to go up there. They'll drag race into turn 1. And Scott McLaughlin takes the race lead using that high line, roaring around Palou down the backstretch.
And here comes Joseph Newgarden. The question is, can Scott McLaughlin do any more with that lap traffic than Alex Palou was able to do? Newgarden now drawing a bead on Palou as they roar out of turn number 4.
Palou's bigger concern is Newgarden, who's a half a car length behind down the backstretch.
Joseph gets a really strong run down the bank. He goes to the bottom side. Palou's got a lift, and he has to let him go.
But now, look at Newgarden catching up to his teammate.
0.5 of a second the advantage.
And he goes up high. He's going to hit the wall.
And trouble for Scott McLaughlin. Nick Yeoman in turn number 2.
I think he kept it off the wall, but it chased up the racetrack, and we've got a yellow flag. It would look like McLaughlin was skating up the racetrack, headed for the wall. I think he did a heck of a job driving that car, Mark, to keep it off the wall, but it's a yellow flag here in Nashville. Newgarden, though, still your race leader with a lap and a half to go.
Boy, that's been an incredible battle. The battle for the third spot between Kiffin Simpson and Scott McLaughlin. It's been side by side since we restarted. It stays side by side to the exit of turn number 4. Meanwhile, the leader sees the white flag as he crosses the start-finish line.
Joseph Newgarden in that cherry red and white Chevrolet for Team Penske. It's in a season where everything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Joseph Newgarden for the final time in 2025, Mark, down the backstretch.
As you suggest, Nick, it has been a miserable season for that organization from start to finish, but there was no way to cure the ills than by winning and winning at home. That's what Joseph Newgarden does. The Advanced Auto Parts checkered flag flies. Joseph Newgarden closes out the season with a badly needed win. He wins the Borchetta Bourbon Music City Grand Prix presented by Will Scott. Alex Palou grabs the second spot, your series champion. Kiffin Simpson claims third. Scott McLaughlin, Connor Daly complete the top 5.